Last week, you might remember, I was shooting Bert, right? We talked about clothing and stuff with Bert. Well, Bert came in and he was a mess. I had a heck of a time with Bert. Now, the reason why, he was what I call a POB, profusely oily bastard. And I cannot stand that. I mean, if they look like they're schwitzing all over the place, you got to figure it out. You're going to have hot spots around the lights. You got to deal with skin. If they, let's say they're follically challenged and they shave their head and they're a POB, now their whole head is shiny. Besides their cheeks, the main place where the shine will show up is nose, cheeks right here, temples, and forehead. All right, and a little bit on the chin. And then if they're bald and they're a POB and you're giving them kick, now you're just highlighting this oily mess. It's a disaster area. It's like an oil slick from the Exxon Valdez over there on their face. It's like crazy. So you got to figure out how to contain it. You got to be in charge. You got to clean it up. You got to clean up the spill. We're talking about oil profusely just ejecting from their skin on a consistent basis. Here are a couple moves for you. First things first. You take one of these, take a paper towel. My suggestion is you get the select a size kind, that it's a nice little small, you don't need a whole piece. This is good. This is good for the environment. It's also good to hold and stuff. And I want you to do this with them. You have to do this with them at the same time. You tear off a piece and you go like this. This is what you tell them to do. I want you to blot. What will happen? They will go like this. What does that do? If I go like this, what does that do? Immediately my skin turns red. It hurts, my skin turns red. No. What you want them to do is blot. So you start here and you start with blotting, right? Blot. And then you see how it is. Now let's say they're not quite as oily as you thought and you could get it off with just a paper towel. That's very easy, it works. What I do is I have them take the paper towel and they keep it off to the side or they get a new one every time. Every time they change, I have them blotting. That's it. Now, let's say the paper towel wasn't enough. I mean, we're talking about gushing. It's gonna come back quick too. If they're gushers, it's gonna be there pretty quickly. Remember, you gotta contain the spill. So what you do is you have other elements. Second element, blotting papers. These are the ones I use. You guys can find these on my gear page on headshotcrew.com. They're available through Amazon or any kind of blotting papers. You can get them at Sephora or whatever. So what you do is you take one of these out. Now watch, I just rubbed my face, but look, if I hit my nose with this, now I'm not profusely oily. Actually, I'm not oily at all. Look, I'm just perfect. I have the most supple, gorgeous skin that you ever saw. It's unbelievable. I'm barely oily. But this with a POB, let me see, I didn't touch down there. Yeah, this with a POB will show oil all over it. All right? And you can give them the blotting paper to do. They're gonna need more help. You get the blotting paper. And especially if they're got the shaved head, you gotta make sure the noggin gets taken care of. Clean off the noggin. You'll have seepage on the noggin that you won't notice until you shoot. And turn off the kickers too. Don't let the kickers go off that profusely oily cabeza. You don't want to do that. Now, the last thing, my favorite, this is amazing because now it feels like the person, you give this to the person, this is the Peter Thomas Roth Max Anti-Shine Mattifying Gel. You put this on the person or have them put it on and they think you're an expert in your field. They are. This feels like it's a little funky, but the reason why you use this and you don't use makeup and you don't want them putting makeup on your face, this is clear, this is a gel, this goes on like sunscreen, it takes the shine right down. So you put it on their finger. You put it on their finger. You don't have to touch them. You put it on their finger like this and you tell them, rub it together with your fingers. You don't want it to fall, but you got to get this stuff kind of going. It's gonna fall around and futz around. And then all you tell them to do is get it together like this, like sunscreen on their fingers, and then put it on like sunscreen. Face, head, all over their cabeza if they have the seepage up on top. You know, make sure it goes everywhere. This stuff is amazing. It's expensive. It's about 40 bucks for this little tube, but it lasts a while because you don't use very much. But in between, each time they change, you haven't put that on again, and you're in business. You have gotten rid of the oil, you got rid of the shine, you got rid of the hot spots, and you are rocking with the session, and it makes you look pro, and your clients love it. I've had guys go, oh my gosh, I have to get every actor that you shoot that's a POB that doesn't have this will love you for telling them to get this. It's worth every penny. Now, another tidbit of information on guys. This is an aside. We're gonna go aside. We have contained the spill. We have now contained the Exxon Valdez is now cleaned up, okay? But you have a situation where one of the most important things when you look at a headshot is seeing people's eyes, right? Makeup artists, generally with women, will curl eyelashes up. They'll curl the lashes, then they'll put the mascara on. Well, guess what? When you're shooting guys, you don't have a makeup artist here. I never do. But you might need one thing in general. Sometimes eyelashes grow and they grow down. They don't curl up on guys the way they do on women most of the time. Well, women curl them, although eyelashes can grow down. So people are actually looking at you, but their eyelashes are over their pupil and their iris, which really annoys me because in my work, what's the most important thing? I love the eyes. I hate BPS and I like the small pupils and I like it like that. So I want to see the color in the eye. So in my bag of tricks, you have a guy do this that's never done this before, and it is just an entertainment value alone. You got to get him to do this. I have a tiny little eyelash curler that goes everywhere with me. Now it's a challenge. It's from Sephora. It's on the Amazon, on the gear page on Amazon. It's a challenge to get eyelashes in this, but you can do it, and the guys can do it, and they get in there, and they get those suckers going, and you make sure the eyelashes are in there, and you just jack them up like you wouldn't believe out of the way. Jack them up. You get right in there on the eyelash, like this, and boom, you can, look at this. That's what I'm talking about. That's very talking about. No pain, no gain. I mean, no, it doesn't hurt at all. But you get a guy to do this, and I'm telling you, 99% of the guys that you photograph have never done this in their lives. This is entertainment value alone. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Couple little tips about guys' skincare and makeup, which we know we don't use, and moisturizer. Tell them to bring a little lip balm with them, clear stuff, and have your little tools so that you can show them that you are a pro. Guys, if you like this video, you're absolutely gonna love what I have going on over at the Headshot Crew. It's an absolute smorgasbord of material just like this that I've been working on for the last 10 years. So click the link below, check it out, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel. I got stuff coming out just for you.